Hi YouTube. Uh, so to start the topic here, right? To start the topic, so there are some common quotes, right? So like earlier, I said the first quote is I prefer this move. I prefer move X. I prefer move Y. Or the second common quote is this move is more broken. So they see this move is broken, so they want to use this move every time, despite the fact that the enemy has the tool to either nullify them or completely counter them. Right. So this is a small disclaimer about this topic. Right. This is a small disclaimer. I know that everyone has different skill set. I will not. I will not expect everyone to be able to play like every moveset available in for a certain Pokemon. Like I will not expect people to be able to play Psyshock and snipe people like 24/7. It's kind of hard. I even me who has like a thousand games on Espeon still find it hard to play Psyshock consistently. But yeah, this nerd talk will be good for those who want to try different move sets and try to adapt, improvise in every game. Right. All right. To start with, I did say improvise, right? So before I played Pokemon Unite, I did play Dota 2. I did play Dota 2, and I also played MLBB, Mobile Legend Bang Bang, right? So for every game, right? Every game on Dota 2 and MLBB, you can adapt mid game, right? You can adapt mid game. How?
Why, hello
Usually you
there.
adapt by by buying items. So in Dota 2 there is Lincoln Spear and also Black King Bar, and there is also Eye of Skadi. Those are three items which are usually bought for countering other heroes, right, in Dota 2. So Lincoln Spear is like it can block one point and click move, right? Let's just say like Legion, right? Legion Icicle Spear is a point and click move. So if that point and click move hits the target, the Lincoln Spear will proc and then it will block. It will nullify the Icicle Spear, right? It will nullify the Icicle Spear. Also, Viking Bar is kind of like full heal but longer. So if their enemy has a lot of CC, Viking Bar is the go-to item. Uh, and IO Study is kind of like Curse Bangle or Curse Incense. So basically, if the enemy has a lot of life steal or healing, IO Study is the best item for those kind of heroes. So the thing is, Pokemon Unite, you don't have the liberty to change item midway, right? So you're kind of stuck with whatever hot item you're whatever hot item you whatever item you have. So it's kind of tricky. The only way you can improvise in Pokemon Unite is through move choice. Alright, it's through move choice. Even in MLBB Mobile Legend Bang Bang, you can change your item. You can buy different item midway, right? You can buy different item midway, so it's not like completely you're not completely in the mercy of your pre-built preset, right? Right. So let's just say in Pokemon Unite right now, everything is like every health item is fixed, right? You already choose three health items before you start the game, but after you start the game, in other mobile, usually you start with no item and then you buy items afterward to fill in your item slots. So yeah, you can buy items that way, so you can see like whatever items their enemy are using, and you can you can adapt. You can adapt to the situation. The only way you can improvise in Pokemon Unite is by choosing your move correctly, right? Mid game. Uh, Once the draft is here, you can also choose which move you should be using before playing, like mid draft, right? Mid draft, you can choose the move sets that you want to choose. Even you can even adapt your item choice, right? So this will be another. This will be for the draft nerd talk whenever I feel like it, because right now the draft is kind of such. But yeah. All right. So tonight we're going to be using Espeon as an example. Uh, and a small disclaimer, right? A small disclaimer. Usually it will be only for Pokemon, right? This whole move choice is only for Pokemon that can use same item for different move sets. So we'll look at Espeon for a bit in Unite DB. So Unite DB shows you that there are three kind of move sets. So first is Shock Beam, Side Shock, and Side Beam. Second is Sword Power and Side Beam. The third is Sword Power and Future Sight, right? Actually, there is a fourth one, right? There is a fourth one called Side Shock and Future Sight. I'll get to that eventually. So just to I will not be reading this, but on top of my head, Side Shock is good when you want to stun people, right? When you want to stun people from the back, and it's actually a very good move with in general for team fighting. Star Power is good for the mobility and also for the sure hits. So if you find the enemy slippery, for example, like a Zoroark or let's just say Absol, Greninja, basically any slippery Pokemon, Star Power is the way to go. Mainly because you want to make sure that you can hit the enemy, right? Gura is slippery. No, not that kind of slippery. Okay. Aside from that, Star Power is also good if the enemies are squishy, right? If the enemies are squishy, and I'll get to that part later. So usually this you choose between Psyshock or Star Power. Speaking from experience, Star Power is not good on lane. Star Power is more of a fighting move than a farming move or a secure move. Psyshock is better on secure. However, if you can secure with Growl, the second move, this move Growl, you can still use Star Power and then use Growl to secure the lane. But again, Psyshock is better on secure. Uh, I think I've played it a few times. I think I did it a few times when I said a Star Power would be good, but instead I went for Psyshock because I want to make sure that my lane is winning by all the secures, which is why I went for Psyshock. Next is Psybeam and Future Sight, right? Psybeam and Future Sight. So Psybeam is another move that is like not point and click. It's more like uh, it's also another skill shot. Psybeam works with futures, not futures. Psybeam works with Side Shock and Star Power. Both moves work with Psybeam because Psybeam is just like is it you can think of Psybeam as a nuke, right? You can think of Psybeam as a nuke. Uh, but the thing is, Psybeam actually synergizes more with Psyshock than with Star Power. Mainly because if you Psyshock, right? If you Psyshock and then you Psybeam, you stun someone and then you Psybeam someone, the stun will split. The stun will be copied into whoever got hit by the Psybeam split, right? It'll be copied. So it is a very good team fight tool. Also, Psybeam has this thingy, right? Has this thingy where it deals damage based on enemy max HP. Here, right? Here 6% of max HP, uh, which is good for lots of uh bulky and tanky Pokemon, right? It's good for all bulky and tanky Pokemon, and it's good against Pokemon like speaking from experience, Clefable, Blissey, uh, and most tanks like Snorlax, like it's good against them. Like no joke, even though usually you probably will want to go for future sight. Psybeam is good on that. We'll get there later. And then future sight. Future sight is a very interesting move. Right, future sight is a very interesting move. If you future sight on future sight the target and then you use sword power, all the sword power will fly to the target to the enemy who has the future sight, right? So and also why people love future sight is because if you kill someone with future sight, right, while future sight is in effect, you can technically get another skill, right? You can get another charge on first skill. So yeah, you can just like if you use sword power and future sight, you can spin a lot multiple time. And by design, right? By design, future sight should be used with sword power, but some people can still use side shock with future sight. I did use it once, right? I use it so I can use side shock again more consistently. But yeah, it was working well. Anyway, yeah, future sight range kind of so plus and minus, right? Like I said, side shock good for stun. It can hit multiple target technically. Uh, let's actually just pay it. So Psyshock, right? Psyshock is Psyshock is good with can stun, can hit inside push, but skill shots, so kind of hard to use. Who else? What else? Also, Psyshock is good at lane, good at team fight, right? Star power, mobility, sure hit, uh, good at being assassin. It's actually better at being assassin. When you play star power, you're better at being assassin, although you're still a special attacker. Uh, can hit inside bush. What else? What else? Let me think. Oh yeah. Also, it's RNG, right? Store power is RNG. If you use store power and there are like multiple targets in the vicinity or in the store power range, you might be splitting your store power, right? You'll be splitting your store power, or you might not be able to kill someone. I've experienced that, and that's why I kind of don't like store power actually. But I can still use sword power when the need is like when I kind of need it. Psybeam is good secure, good lane, uh, good farm actually, right? The bad thing is that it's sometimes hard to aim, right? It's sometimes hard to aim because it's a skill shot, right? Skill shot. And the most important weakness about Psybeam actually, right? The most important weakness of Psybeam is it's RNG. It's RNG. What RNG I'm talking about is the split RNG. So when you use Psybeam, you hit one target and then it splits to multiple target, right? But when you use but the problem is you cannot control the split. You can control the first target, but not the secondary targets. So it's kind of bad when you if you don't know how to do it. It's kind of bad when you don't know how to do it. Even I, but with 1,000 games, still find it weird find Psybeam a weird move, but yeah, it's a very good secure, good lane, good farm, and yeah, it's just a good team fight. It's just good for team fight. The next is Future Sight, right? Oops, Future Sight. So Future Sight is Future Sight is more of assisting tool more than a damaging move itself. It's a assisting move, assisting move. All right. With Sideshock, the Sideshock it's aiming tool. All right. It's an aiming tool. The Sideshock aiming tool. Uh, with Store Power, assassin tool, assassination tool. All right. For Future Sight, assisting move. With Sideshock, it's aiming tool. With Store Power, is assassination tool. The biggest weakness is that it's bad at farming. It's bad for farming. Right? It's really bad for farming, which is why you really need to think about which move you want to choose, right? Um, Future Sight, the Sideshock is skill issue or no? But anyway, thinking about this, right? So can you can use this with this Sideshock Future Sight. You can use Sideshock Side Beam, right? You can use Store Power's Future Sight. You can use Store Power Side Beam, right? So this is more about understanding the Pokemon, right? You need to understand the Pokemon, why you want to use certain moves. So for Espeon, Sideshock Psybeam is good when Sideshock Psybeam is good when you want a good at team fight, right? When you want to be good at team fight and has a good secure and good farm, and also good lane. So basically, it's more about getting early lead and then snowballing from there, or just get good team fight and win the team fights for your team. So after that, it's more about assisting your team during Rayquaza fight. Make sure that the team wins with the stuns that you provide, the long range stun that you provide. But the problem is you need skill shot skill, right? You need to be able to land your skill shots. It's kind of hard. I know it's still not. I mean, I played 1,000 games, like I said, but I still can land my stuns consistently. But yeah, that's the thing about Sideshow Psybeam, right? And then Star Power Psybeam, it has a cure, it has good lane, but you kinda gave away your laning potential early on. But Star Power is good when you want to fight people who are slippery, and Psybeam is good for fighting tanky Pokemon, right? Like I said, it's good for fighting tanky Pokemon. So when you use Sword Power and Psybeam, uh, it's the most balanced build right now. It's really the most balanced build. You can hit the slippery target, and then you can hit the tanky target. The most balanced move right now. However, Star Power and Future Sight. Lately, I've also been using Star Power and Future Sight mainly because the enemy sometimes the Star Power is such a big RNG, so you need Future Sight to make sure that the Star Power only flies to one target, one particular target. So when you use Future Sight on the enemy attacker instead of like just using Star Power, because the enemy attacker has Future Sight, your Star Power will fly to the enemy attacker instead of the enemy tank, so you will deal tons of damage to the attacker, and probably, since they're squishy, you can probably kill them. Right? You can probably take them down, which is why I said it's a good assassination tool. And if you take down the enemy attacker, you can snowball from there as well. The biggest problem with Star Power and Future Sight is that there is no secure, and the farming potential is very weak. So yeah, you kind of need to think about which suits your situation the most, right? Um, it's more about the enemies, right? Like I said earlier, Psybeam is good with Psybeam is good against Clefable, Blissey, mainly because they stick together, right? They stick together, so Psyshock Psybeam is very good against them. They stick together, they don't move too much, they're not too slippery, so those moves are good on them. Uh, but when the enemy has something like a Zoroark who usually runs Feint Attack, I will choose Sword Power over Psyshock unless unless you have a good front line. What if you have perfect aim always? Technically, if I have a perfect aim always, and I will use Psyshock, right? If I will use Psyshock and Psybeam because that's my preferred move. But again, I will still think about the other situation. Like I said, Psyshock is good when you can land it, but the problem is sometimes you get outranged, right? Sometimes you get outranged by, let's say, Delphox, Gardevoir, even Inteleon sometimes they outrange you completely. So Psyshock and Psybeam is not good against those kind of enemy. Store power comes in because you against those Pokemon, you need to be an assassin, right? You need to be an assassin to take down Delphox Gardevoir consistently. Store power come in clutch when if you want to dodge the enemy's skill shot, because most of the long range Pokemon has like skill shot are skill shot based. So yeah, so store power to dodge the enemy's projectiles, and then you can also use future sight, right? You can also use future sight to take down the enemy attacker, which means you can make the fight if it's a team fight, right? If it's a team fight, you can make the fight into 5 versus 4. But remember, you still have future sight and store power reset, right? Let's just call it reset. You can still use the future sight as store power reset to take down the other attacker or the other assassin even. I will say that since there are a lot of enemy that can close the gap pretty easily, Star Power is also good. It's also better than Psyshock in those cases. Uh, Psyshock Future Sight is more about if you need secure technically. But yeah, I'm kind of done with explaining Espeon. There is actually another there are actually another Pokemon that you can use for this point of this topic. Uh, the biggest example outside of Espeon is Slowbro, right? Scalp, Surf, Amnesia, Telekinesis. All of those moves work together, right? You can use called amnesia, you can use called telekinesis, and then you can use surf amnesia and surf telekinesis, right? All of them work together. It's not just like Scartella is weird though. It's weird, I know, but it's still usable. It's still usable. The reason why you want to use call are two. There are two reasons, right? So first, you want to shut down the enemy attacker, right? I mean the enemies of physical Pokemon. Like let's say they have Caesar, they have Machamp, you want to shut them down, you use Scald, right? And telekinesis actually, I tried Scald telekinesis once. It's not that bad. Yes, it's kind of weird, but it's not that bad. It's more about you want to Scald people and then you want to stop people on their track, right? Yes, surf and telekinesis makes more sense, but again, like it can still work. Scott and telekinesis. Amnesia is amnesia, all right. There's no need for explanation. Surf is more about the CC more than uh, the the attack reduction, right? It's more about the CC than attack reduction. But again, if you want to have let's remember that Slowbro reduce special defense, right? slowbro reduce special defense. So if you want to have an easier time using using the helping your special attacker, Scald is actually better as well than Surf, since you will do for like multiple ticks, right? It's like 3 ticks and then 5 ticks, right? All those ticks will decrease the enemy special attack. I mean special defense. So yeah, it's better than Surf in a certain way, but again, it's really dependent. It's really dependent. And then the other one is the other one is actually um let's see which one is actually good. Uh, actually, I cannot really think. Give me an example. Oh, actually, Chandler is good. Chandler is good. So if you want like mobility, you want to move while you hit. Overhit is better than flamethrower, but if you want to deal nuke damage, flamethrower is better. Poltergeist is good against tanks to make them slower. But Imprison is good against like yeah. Caesar, Scyther, and Caesar can do it right. Oh yeah, true. Scyther and Caesar too. Like that's the uh Sizer Caesar is actually a good example as well because you can choose like which move you want to use, right? Like do you want to be a tanky Pokemon? You go for Bullet Punch. If you want to be an assassin, uh you can go for Scyther, right? Usually, I think you can still use the same item. Yeah, like you can still use the same item stack. Uh, Razor Claw and something. Maybe not energy amplifier on Caesar, but yeah, there's an option there. Like you can you can adapt midway instead of like let's say Glaceon, right? Glaceon, the item for Icicle Spear and Ice are different, right? There is one big difference, like uh either Wise Glass and Shell Bell, right? It's a big difference, so uh it's kind of limited. Sylveon unfortunately cannot really choose movesets after entering the match. Exactly. It's also like that. Going Caesar is a mistake though. You don't know. You don't know how good it will be once draft is here. Like once draft is here, Caesar's potential will be unlocked. But then again, that's waiting for the draft. All right. I guess that's all for the nerd talk. I really appreciate everyone for coming in and listening to the nerd talk. Yeah, the next topic probably will be about draft, and the next topic will probably be about draft. Yeah, maybe I'll be making a bit of the draft thingy.